VaporLock, and we're going to take a look at devices that will be a step up from what we talked about before, which is the EVOD. Here you see several different devices. They're kind of ranged depending on different types of features that they support. Over here on this end, we have just a device that looks a lot like the EVOD battery, but on the bottom, it actually has a dial that can be spun, and you can select voltage. And then each one of these are going to have that same type of feature. It's just done in a different way. The benefits of having a variable wattage, variable voltage device is you can adjust the power that's going to your coils, which can change taste and vapor production to your liking. Some coils and some juices are going to vary, so it allows you to have some sort of adjustment to that variance. Some juices you'll find whenever you turn it up to a certain power, it may taste a little burnt. Could be the coil, could be the juice, depending on various aspects of it. And that will give you the ability to make adjustments until you like it. So the next one here is very similar to the, what do we have here? What was this first one? This is the Smoke Tech Spinner. That's right. And then we have the Vision Spinner 2 here. This one's really cool. It's got a great button here that lights up. It'll show you whether or not what your power is at, if your power is running down, based on the color of the light in the button. And a great feature about the spinner is it has a little click here, where this one you just spin it and it just kind of dials in, kind of like a radio dial, where this one here you spin it and you can feel it, it clicks in, it locks in to the setting that you chose. And then as we get down here to this end with these devices, you have some new features that aren't included in these two here. One thing that's common between all of three of these devices is they will actually show you the resistance ratings of the coils that are in your tank, which is a really cool feature, especially for anybody who's looking at possibly going, at some point in time they might be interested in a mod. You'll have these devices which can display the resistance rating of your coils. So whenever you move up to something like this and you're building your own coils, you have a couple different options you can choose. You can get a little meter that you'll put this down on top of, and it'll actually read out what the resistance is of the coils you make. And then with something like this, you could do the same thing with it. I can take this dripper and put it on top of here and simply press both of these buttons on the side here, and it's going to tell me what that resistance is. This is a step that I personally took whenever I moved up from the EVOD to the MVP2, which is what this device is. It has both variable wattage and variable voltage. It also has a pass-through at the bottom here. This allows you to charge the device while you're using it, which is great because if you've ever ran your battery dry and didn't have a backup, that's extremely handy. That way you're not running around feeling like a freak. So another option that has as well is if you're out and about and let's say your phone's dead, you're in the middle of the woods hiking and vaping, hey, you plug this up to your phone and it charges it. And if that's not cool, I don't know what is. These two here come with a 1-year warranty from the manufacturer. So we got that Lava Tube 2 made by Volcano. It also has the feature I was just talking about with the MVP2, where it will read the resistance ratings of your coils. These two in particular have a common factor in them, that they both utilize an 18650 battery. It's very similar to what's in this, but not necessarily the same. So in a mechanical mod, once again, if you were going to go to a mechanical mod and you wanted something to read your resistance ratings of your coils, these three devices are a great choice. But don't assume that you can use this battery that you would put in one of these two devices in something like this. It's not the same, but this is an 18650 battery, so you can see how that would fit right up in there. The bottom would screw off right here, and your battery would then go inside. So that's how those work. So these don't have the rechargeable battery like these do. They would take a separate battery like this that you would use a charger, much like you see in the case down here below, to charge those batteries. So you would want to make sure you get at least two of those if you're like me, to make sure you're not freaking out later because you don't have your vape. Got to get your vape on. This device here, the MVP 2.0, has a puff counter on it as well. I'm not sure if this thing, oh, yep, it is charged. So the side of this has a great little display on it. It almost looks like it's not a display. It's almost like it's straight chrome or silver or something, but there's a nice light up digital display there. You know it's a 2.0 because it lights up blue, which is awesome. And it'll actually count how many times that you're puffing this. So if that's something that you want to keep track of, you can do it. This one will also tell you when the battery's running low by the color of the light here as well. It indicates how far your battery is depleting. It'll turn yellow or red or just be green if it's fully charged. As well as on the side here, the display that we talked about has, when you press both of these buttons in, I'm not sure if you can see that on the camera or not, where it will actually show you the resistance ratings when you press that. The second thing that comes up will actually tell you how much of the battery is left. So that's also a great feature on the MVPs. Another awesome thing that I personally like about the MVPs are you can pick up wraps for these. So if you don't like this design or you don't like any of the designs that you can find on them, these are wildly abundant. You can pick any sort of cover for that thing and stick it on there and you're good to go. You want a nice bright green one, you pop it on there and then you're styling. And I know a lot of the ladies out there think that these things look a little too masculine. Bam! Check that out. Pink. Yeah. Now when it comes to battery life of these devices, that's when you get into the mAh rating of the battery, or MAH, at your milliamp hours for your battery. And the bigger that number, of course, the longer that battery is going to have a charge, depending on how high, of course, you've set the power on your device. This one here is a 1300. This one is a 1650. And this one is a 2600. So out of these three in particular, in order, that's okay. You break it, you buy it. Let's see here. So in order, if you're looking at devices and how long they're actually going to last before you have to charge them, this one will last the least longest, this one will last the longest, depending on, of course, how you use them. These two will depend solely on the battery that you get, that you put inside. Batteries come in all kinds of ranges and change almost, it seems, daily. So that would all be dependent upon your battery. So you want to check out what various batteries there are whenever you go to get yours. And when it comes to the Vision Spinner 2, okay, so it has a light as well in the button here, as you can see there, which I just turned off. There we go. Much like this one does. So you can see when you press this one, it lights up white. Same way with this one. And the battery lights will indicate, of course, as this one will as well, how much power you have left on the device. This one will be green at full charge. It'll change to yellow whenever you're getting closer to running out, and green or red when it's time to recharge, unless you recharge before then. Now with all of these devices, they'll fit two different types of tanks. Ones that have the threading here on the outside, and the ones that have the threading on the inside. So you have Ego threading, you got 510 threading. And really about the difference in having both wattage and voltage is one is kind of like having an automatic and the other one's kind of having a manual. So if you have both of those options, you can let the device choose the one or the other, and you only utilize one of those options at a time. Of course, if you increase one, you naturally increase the other. It's just the ones that have both of those options on it have the ability to also read your resistance ratings of your coils and then adjust the other one properly. This is all regulated devices. They're a great step up from the EVOD that we spoke about earlier. So thanks for hanging out with us today. Stop on down to VaporLock here in Greenfield, Indiana. Pick one up today and enjoy. Shaslam! for it. So,